So I want to jump on here and talk quickly about niches. Now, most of you are familiar with Myron Golden. That's how I got to this level of affiliate marketing, being one of his top affiliates, and just realizing that I had a voice, that it wasn't just about me promoting Myron. I had something specific in a niche where people would listen to me and they would consume my expertise on Myron's principles, and they would come to me versus somebody else. So I just want you, as you dive in now, to think about, maybe you're coming in, maybe you're here because you want to make some extra money. You don't want to quit your 9 to 5 job. You just want an extra stream of income. Maybe you've joined Myron's challenge. Maybe you've read his book and you realize that there is profitability with you sharing your affiliate link with friends and family. But then you start to think, if you're like me, how can I make this more systematic, as opposed to just randomly sending out links and hoping that people buy? I call it the post and pray method. Not very effective. And it's not systematic. It's not predictable, right? So then you start to think, how can I do this on a systematic level? How can I start to get people when I do? So when you get your affiliate commissions from Myron, this is Friday. This Friday coming up is when commissions come out for those of us who are affiliates of his. And then I can go to the dashboard at any time and see who has bought and who I'm going to get commissions for. And there's nothing more exhilarating than looking at that list and not recognizing any of the names. Yeah, it's nice to know that one of my clients joined. All of my clients, I have them go through his challenge, and it just makes our job as digital marketers much easier. Yeah, it's nice to hear that a friend who's been hearing me rant and rave about Myron joined, and now we can connect on a different level. But when you see people that are complete strangers, and yet they have bought from you, they could have bought from anywhere else, but you were the one who made the connection. That is the something special. That's a special place that you want to get to. And the first level of getting that system in place is determining a niche. And what I mean by niche, for those who are not familiar, right? So Myron is in the create and scale business niche, particularly from a digital online space, right? That resonates with me because I'm a digital marketer. But maybe you are not a digital marketer. Maybe you don't know anything about funnels and ads and copy, but you have something else that you're passionate about. Now, shout out to my brother Carlton, who I met today. He's someone who's in the space. He's bought the course. We're from the same area in the DMV, and it was a great conversation we had, being able to meet up with him for a few hours. And we talked about this in our lunch conversation, where you can have something specific that you're good at, that you are passionate about, that you are interested in, that solves a problem for somebody else. I don't want to tread too much over what's in the course. We talk about niches in the course, but I want to go specifically to how you can connect your niche to something that Myron's selling. So if that's your goal, is to promote his challenge, to promote his books because you have consumed them, you see them as being profitable, you know that other people would also see it as profitable, how do you make that connection? Well, here's another shout out to Francis. So Francis Koffiga, sorry if I'm messing up your name. He asked a question when I talked about posting a live. It is about selling from a conceptual standpoint and not from a product standpoint, right? So if we know that the end product is getting into Myron's challenge, getting somebody excited about that, right? Well, what is a lead magnet you can create that will give someone value that links to your particular passion, your particular interest, that you can capture that email address before you send them to Myron or to whatever affiliate offer. Like if you go to ClickBank or you go to JVZoo or any of these places, I personally am not a huge fan of those. I think that those are workable, but I like promoting people that I have consumed, products that I have consumed that I believe in, and not just because they are selling, they do very well. I want to have some connection to it, right? So if you have a concept, if you have a passion, for example, so Carlton and I were talking about health and wellness, right? Well, Myron sometimes talks about health. He talks about how he weighed a couple 100 pounds. He was overweight, and the lessons he learned about advancement, the law of advancement, where anything that's worth doing, for anything in nature, has to go down before it goes up, right? So a seed being planted into the ground before it goes up. Tree growing roots downward before it goes up. A plane having its wings angled down before it can go up. The money in your bank account, particularly if you're investing in yourself, It's got to go down before it goes up, right? So in the health and wellness, he realized, hey, for me to be consistent, I got to do some uncomfortable things. I got to be willing to go down. I got to be willing to accept pain versus staying in this comfort zone, this eagle's nest of full of eagles that never learn how to fly. Right? That's a whole nother example that he uses. You ever see that illustration? It's amazing. But here's the thing, right? So even though Myron mentions health and wellness a couple times, none of his products are intrinsically connected to that. So you may say, well, if I have a passion for helping people lose weight, helping people eat better, helping people reverse diseases like high hypertension and diabetes, type 2 diabetes, how can I attract an audience with that level of passion and expertise and link it to Myron's offer, right? So here's a tip when it comes to creating a niche. You don't have to be the expert, right? All you have to do is paint pictures using what you're passionate about, okay? So if your goal is to promote his upcoming challenge, I may promote it because I'm in the Bible success. So what are biblical principles that lead to success? Which I've mentioned in the course. If I could do it all over again, I would get more niched. As the video title says, there's riches in the niches. So the more specific you get, you're not closing off prospective clients. You're actually tailoring your message to people who are more likely to respond because they'll feel like you're talking to them. So if you feel like you're called to reach people in the health and wellness space who are also people of faith, right? Like that is super niche. You could get even more niched. Maybe you are a woman and you want to reach specifically women because there are specific challenges that women have. Maybe women over a certain age, maybe women who have had children and now they are fighting weight loss challenges. Well, those remedies might be a little bit different for a woman than for a man. You might be looking to create a safe space eventually where women can talk about their needs and talk about their desires and their tactics and strategies and principles for losing weight that doesn't have men in that space. So again, you may say, well, if I'm looking at women over 40 who are Christian, who are looking to improve their health, am I cutting off so many other people? Am I cutting off men? I'm cutting off younger people. I'm cutting off people that don't care about God. And the reality is, the more specific you get, the more you have people who are tuned in. They're like, wow, where has this person been all my life? This is how I felt when I first came across Myron. I'm like, how did I not find this brother all these years that I had similar passions, right? So you don't have to be the expert, right? When you create a lead magnet, and you see it in the course, I'm not going to belabor that point. When you're thinking about a lead magnet to create, all you're really doing is trying to capture an email address before you send them to an offer page, to an affiliate page. Because what you don't want to do is send them directly to Myron's challenge page. You have no idea who they are, and you have no way of reaching them after the fact, especially if they don't buy. Your goal is to create content specifically for your niche. So let's say, again, in the health and wellness niche, you can promote Myron's challenge and frame it in a way where someone who is struggling. So again, we're looking at women. Let's say we're looking at women over 40. What are some pain points that they're dealing with? Well, they wish that they had some more time to spend with their children. Maybe they have regrets about how much time they're spending at their job, right? They're extra overworked and they're rushing getting home. And because they have all this time that they're spending at work, they don't have the time to cook healthy meals. Maybe they're ordering out a lot, or maybe they're buying food to prepare food that's not particularly healthy. And they feel a level of guilt because it's affecting them negatively. It's also affecting their family, right? So your niche speaks specifically to that woman. What would she like to have? She would like to have some more time, right? So one of the stressors that are going to give her some more time back, or one of the stressors that makes her feel like she doesn't have the time, is because she has to go to work and she has to bring home work sometimes because of money issues. So if you can show her how she can start to make some money on the side, she can start to have cultivate her own passions and interests into some money that relieves some stress for her, that allows her to have time to prepare meals, that allows her to have the mental bandwidth to make health a priority in her home, right? Now she's going to be very thankful to the person that introduced her to Myron Golden, not because he's got these biblical principles for wealth building, but because you open the door with maybe a lead magnet that's simply a cheat sheet. So if you're passionate about health and wellness, what are some things that you have found to be helpful for you? Some simple things that someone can implement right now. Are we talking about better sleep and making sure that you don't have you're not on your phone right before you go to sleep? Are we talking about your water intake? Are we talking about getting up earlier than you have to get up? Most people get up right when it's time to get showered and get on the bus or get in the car and go to work, as opposed to getting up earlier and you have some time to meditate, to pray, to get some exercise in. So whatever those things look like, you can present a solution in the form of a PDF document. It could be a video that you record, right? So if you're not a writer, you can literally get on StreamYard or on Zoom or record with your camera, something succinct that gives someone some nuggets that can be helpful for them in exchange for an email address. And basically, you're still promoting Myron's challenge, right? But you're saying, join his challenge, click here to get information for his challenge and a free video or a free cheat sheet on the 7 foods that you should stop eating now, or the 7 foods you should stop cooking now and how to replace them. The 7 foods that are killing your diet, killing your weight loss goals, hurting your family, whatever that moving people away from pain to pleasure looks like, right? So essentially you are combining your lead magnet with Myron's offer. So they could go straight to makemoreofferschallenge.com, put their email address and get access to buy his challenge and not get anything really in return unless they actually buy, right? Or if they come to your page, right, to your lead magnet that you create, and we show you in the course how to do that. Now, when they put their information, they're not just getting the promise of information to buy the challenge or to buy his book or whatever you're trying to promote. They're actually getting something from you where you are the source of information. You are an authority, so to speak. Even though you don't consider yourself an expert, you become authority in that space. Now, let me switch gears here just a bit and kind of get back to what Francis had put in the chat. So he had said, he wanted to wonder about creating a niche from concepts that help sell donuts. Very specific, right? And he said, sell the concept, not the product. Trying to build a concept that would help me sell my pastries, but also open up a world of possibilities through affiliate marketing. So we got to back up the camera and see, well, what is the niche that you are selling for, right? What is the niche? What is the problem that you're solving? So if someone is looking to buy pastries, right? Why would they buy pastries from you versus somebody else, right? And I don't know your setup in your locale in a crop. Maybe you have a marketplace, right? Maybe you have an online store. That detail probably very helpful. But at the end of the day, you are providing someone access to something, whether it is pure sustenance, whether it is a peace of mind. Someone for whatever reason, them coming off of work and passing by your stand and grabbing a pastry, that's something that's important to them. That's something that gives them a level of satisfaction for that day. So you're selling peace, you're selling comfort, right? So back up the camera. And so now, if they look to you for this pastry, they look to you for this physical product that you're selling, how can you teach them something on a broader level, right? I don't know what's in the donuts. I don't know if there's a specific kind of donuts, if they're handmade donuts. I have no idea. But there's something bigger. There is a principle behind the scenes that they're going to come to you for donuts. And they're going to walk past other people who are selling donuts because you have something more to offer than just donuts, right? Maybe you are, and Francis, I believe you said that you were a pastor. So maybe when you interact with that person, you're having some conversations. You're able to pray with them, right? You're able to pass along a Bible verse, some kind of promise. So they're coming to you not for the pastry, they're coming for the experience. So if that's the case, you can create that experience in an online space. How is that? If somebody if somebody opts in, maybe they get a coupon code for the next donuts or X number of donuts, right? But when they do so, they also get daily Bible texts sent to them, daily affirmations from the Word of God sent to them, right? And so now this is an experience connected with what they got in this product. Now, how do we connect that to affiliate marketing? Well, it's not even just Myron's products you can promote. Virtually everything that you can buy online has an affiliate marketing platform behind it, right? Again, you can look in the resources page of the course, and you will see, and we actually have it posted in the group as well. You can see that Best Buy and Walmart and Amazon, all of them, you can start to be affiliates so that when people buy products they normally would do anyway from those sites, if you create an affiliate link around that, as once you sign up to be an affiliate vendor for them, then you can include those links in your email, right? So any conversation that you have in your email, you're able to insert links for something that's related. For example, if someone is buying pastries, what else would they want to have with that, right? You know, if you're selling cookies, maybe there's a cookie jar. Maybe there are cookie jars that you could find on Amazon that are Bible-based themes, right? So if you're not making your own, which would be nice to make your own, we're talking about from an affiliate standpoint, maybe you find products that connect with your audience and kind of solidify the experience that you're creating for them, right? So when you suggest that to them, say, hey, here's something that I found online that if you like the verses that we send on a regular basis and you like our pastries, here's this fabulous jar or this fabulous container, and it's got a text on it. It's got some text that you find that links it together. So a text about food, like it was sweet as honey or whatever the case may be. I'm drawing a blank as to from a food text, right? But you could find products online that relate to the experience that you create for your niche, and you can create an affiliate offer around it, right? Most of you, again, as I said, are probably here for Myron and being able to promote him, right? So how do you draw a connection? Again, you are creating a space. You are creating a space with the emails that come, right, after they opt in, and you can tell a story. You can use biblical examples. You can use health examples. If you're into credit repair, you don't have to sell. You don't have to have an offer for credit repair. You could use it as an example that leads to Myron, right? So, for example, if you are working with people and helping them increase their credit score, you can talk about the value of a high credit score, right? And how that opens up a world of opportunities, and how people with lower credit scores, you have to spend way more time working and because they got to pay more money for things, right? And what is that time useful for? What could be done with that time? Matter of fact, what is it costing you to have a low credit score? And what money would you get back if you could get that credit score situation fixed earlier? So instead of it taking 6 months or 12 months or 12 years, if you got access to somebody that can help you repair that credit score in a quicker time frame, what would that be worth to you? That's a concept that Myron teaches in his affiliate in his challenge, right? And so you can say, hey, I learned this concept in this challenge and it was eye-opening for me. And I realized how everything in life, success in any area of life, is measured by time as much as it is by whatever the unit is. Whether we're talking about money, whether we're talking about health, we're talking about spiritual growth, the faster you can attain that level of success, the less costly it is for the things that matter for you in your life, right? So here are ways that you can bridge the connection between what Myron teaches, and you can draw from that and make a connection to what your passion, what your interest is, right? So that's just one quick nugget regarding picking a niche. Again, you don't have to have an offer centered around it. You can paint pictures in your emails. If you're not an email person, it could be a video. So I would highly recommend creating videos using the audience builder template that we have included in the course. that speaks to the pain of the people in your interest group, right? If you're speaking to men who are struggling in their relationships, struggling in their marriages, struggling to be more effective fathers, maybe they're struggling with pornography, they're struggling with gambling or some other kind of a substance addiction, right? You can create videos using that template structure that first agitate the pain. Say, if you're a man struggling with alcohol abuse, you understand about feeling guilt and shame and wasting a ton of money and health challenges. And then you can kind of go through that and give them a simple shift. And so instead of writing this elaborate email that paints a story, you can literally have an email that says, hey, here's a video that I just posted. Here's a link to the video. And then in your copy under that, relate it to Myron, relate it to your affiliate offer, right? And what you're doing is saying, hey, I was inspired to create this. This is a level of understanding that I got, or a level of courage I got to put this out. I've been holding on to this for years. I've had this knowledge, this expertise. I've had this experience, and I never shared it with anybody until I joined the Make More Offers Challenge with Myron Golden. And I guarantee you, if you do so, you will have your own experience. So that's a very quick way to connect, because if you've been in that experience, it's going to inspire you in many ways. So you create a story, a testimony, make sure it's a true one. You create a story about how you were inspired in Myron's challenge or by reading his book. Here is the result of that, right? And that's what relates to your niche. And so that's how you're able to bridge the gap between those two. You got to be willing to do some content creation. So whether it's dedicating some time on a Sunday afternoon or whatever day is comfortable for you, and creating videos, they don't have to be perfect, creating emails, email sequences. We talk about that in the course. Even using AI, using ChatGPT, for example, and allowing it. And that's my next video that I'm going to be recording in the course this month, is how we're able to leverage that using prompts to specifically get ChatGPT to create at least a good part of the work, getting that off of your hands, and then you can modify it as you go from there. But there's so many ways that God has given us to be able to reach people and to be able to get to be financially blessed in return. And so having your niche starts to get you comfortable sharing your testimony, sharing your story, not hiding like I did, hiding behind Myron and saying, well, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. They just want Myron. No, people want to hear you. And if that is just literally the result of what Myron has done for you, then that serves two purposes. Number one, it creates social proof. Even though they don't know you, they're hearing your story, and it is giving social proof that tells them maybe they can get the same from Myron. And number two is showcasing your expertise in this thing that Myron has inspired you with. If you're looking to create a lead magnet, if you're looking to start creating content and linking it to whatever your affiliate offer is, don't just have it in a vacuum. Say, hey, by November 1st, I want to have an offer created, or I want to have an affiliate page created, or I want to have a video done that's going to build an audience, or I want to have an email sequence created, right? I want to go through like the first 10 modules of the course, right? A lot of people buy courses. It doesn't matter what the cost is. They buy courses and it just sits there. You can commit to say, I'm going to make sure I've gotten through a certain amount of the course and I've done the homework for each of those modules by this particular date. By this particular date, I have put in my 2-week notice if you're still working in a job. Or this particular date, I'm making X amount of money from my side business, right? Having dates, as the Bible says, write the vision. Have the vision, write it down, and that allows some accountability. And then post it in the group, right? Post it in the group so that others can see what you're doing. You can encourage others and be held accountable by others in this safe space, this iron sharpening iron group. Hope this has been helpful for you. Again, put your takeaways in chat below, and I will see you again next week by God's grace.